Okay guys, here's this week buy of the week. It's the ATK MyE N12 portable jump starter. Let's remove it from the packaging and go over it and see what it's about and put it to use. So before I discard the box, some general information about it. It tells you it jumps up to 10 cars per charge, has a USB device, can charge your tablets, cell phones, etc. It has reverse polarity protection, short circuit protection, reverse charging protection, low voltage protection, overheat protection, LED flashlight, torchlight mode, SOS mode, strobe mode. We're gonna go over all these things and we're gonna put this to the test. We're gonna take it out and see how many jump starts we can get. We're gonna jump out 3 trucks at cold start, and it's pretty cold outside, so we're gonna put this to the test and see how many starts we can get out of each vehicle. First off, really nice durable case, sort of vinyl or cloth material over a hard outer shell. I'm gonna get some measurements to show you how long it is, just for reference, so you guys can see if you want to store it. I think it's important to know how large this is for storage purposes when you're storing it in a vehicle. So it's about a little over 9 inches in length. About 5 inches, a little over 5 inches, about 5 1/4 inches in height. For the case for storage, it has this carrying strap along the side of the case. There's a zipper here. We're gonna weigh it also. So let's weigh it while the power pack is inside the case. Let's weigh it. Let's get a weight on it. So it's about 2 pounds 7 ounces, not even 3 pounds, inside the case. All right, we have instruction booklet. Shows you how to use it. So just not opening this, you guys are opening it with me. Let's see. Pretty cool design. Likes the lightning bolt. Here's the button. I see 3 lights, so we're gonna charge it to 100% when we get through with the review. Let's weigh this before we remove the cables. So it weighs 1 pound 4 ounces, which is very light for something that produces so much power. Nice case, has a cushion, a padded cushion to keep it stored. Let's remove the cables. So shows you the model number. So it has a 1-year warranty. Within 14 days, you have to activate it as soon as you purchase the device. This is an activation card. So this is for the DC out. Cigarette lighter plug. Pretty cool. What else included? It comes with a USB-C charger. Comes with the USB-C charger. So 12-inch cable. Pretty sure that's what it is. Yeah, 12-inch cable for USB-C. This has a digital meter on it. So it has 8-gauge wire leading up to the cables. This is a hard plastic. It seems like it has a possibility of breaking off. I hope that's not the case, but it definitely has a firm grip. A lot of tension on the spring that's inside of these clamps. But this is a hard plastic, a very hard plastic. So let's go over some of the features. This jump pack has the 3000 peak amp lithium battery inside it, or 20,000 milliamp hour. There are some competitors products online with more peak amp hours or milliamp hours, but this one's supposed to stand out from the rest of them, guys. There's lots of these devices online. I've used a few of them, none this big. I've used a couple that were smaller than this, and they were always okay with me. I've never had one that'll fully jump a car off, even with a completely dead battery. They always have to have some lifespan. These like are mini capacitors. What I like about it, it shows all the features here on the back. It's the model, the N12. It's the ATK 3000. It has a capacity of 74 watt hours. The start voltage is 12 volts. The start current is 1500 amps. The peak current is 3000 amps. The in out, which is here, USB-C, means it can take a charge here or distribute power out. That's at 5 volts at 3 amps. The output 1, which is here, USB plug, goes here. It also produces 5 volts or 9 volts or 12 volts. The output 2 only produces 5 volts or 2.1 amps here. And lifespan is 1,000 times. So it takes 1,000 recharges before the battery becomes default. So you can charge this thing 1,000 times before the battery defaults. Not only does it provide as a jump starter, it gives you power on the go for your cell phones, your tablets, your cameras, any mobile devices. You got instant power with this device. Okay, let's go over some of the features. With the light and these USB ports, USB-C port. The USB-C port says in and out because you charge the unit with this, and you can use it to charge other devices as well with this same port, with the same USB-C port. And I'll show you guys that in a second. I'm gonna show you guys how these work separate from this, and we're gonna talk about the strobe light. So let's start with the output 1 and 2. These work off the same principles, and I'll show you guys what I'm talking about in a second. So if we take this cable that came with it, we plug it into one of these ports. You can just use output 1. It gives off a different voltage from output 2, but we're only gonna charge a cell phone. I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. So take the cell phone, dead battery, and plug it up. Takes USB-C, nothing yet. So to turn it on, just press it once, that's it, and watch what happens. Just a simple press. Now the unit is charging. Your device, your mobile device is charging. So it's sending out current to charge your device. This goes the same with output 2. So now that it's on, plug in output 2, same thing. Showing recharge. So recharge. So once we remove it, it'll go off by itself. We'll wait till it go off before we move on to show you how the USB-C works. Went off. So now what makes this unique is I'm gonna take this off and use just USB-C that I got to USB-C. So USB-C, as you guys can see that. Set the cell phone here. We plug it up into, and watch what happens as soon as I plug it in, guys. It instantly recognizes that it's charging the unit opposed to it's charging itself, and you get a constant lit LED light, and it shows you percentage constant, 75%. So I don't have to press any button. I don't have to press any button at all, and it's charging the unit. Whereas when we use this USB-C port for charging, you'll see exactly what's going to happen. These are going to flash. So remove this, lights off instantly. So we're going to take this same situation and we're going to plug it in to charge the unit. This is the cable that came with the device. So I have this charging block. Just gonna plug this in here. Plug. Watch what happens. It's gonna start blinking to show exactly the status of the charger itself. So I'll put it on charge to get it fully charged before we go out and test it. Let's go over the light now. So as far as the LED light, I've had a couple of these, nothing this size. They were all smaller. worked on the same principle as with the strobe light or the SOS light. Hold the button 2 seconds to activate it. Press one time for the activate the SOS, another time for strobe, and just another time for solid, just for the flashlight function. So let's see if we can cycle through them again. SOS. One time for strobe, and one time for steady or constant light. Power it off, hold it 2 seconds, done. All right, let's talk about the cigarette lighter adapter that comes with this, with the 12-volt adapter. This is not constant, plugs in. There's no power here, as you guys can see, even though there's no load on this. You guys will see them talking about in a second. This is not like the USB-C feature that once plugged in, it gives out constant power, instant power without pressing the button. The button has to be pressed for this to be powered, just like the normal USB outlets. And I'll show you guys right now. I have this voltage meter. I'll plug it in. There's a load. You guys can see there's nothing there. And once I press the button, just once, just a small press, you're gonna get a voltage reading. It's upside down. 15 volts at 75% charge. As long as it's plugged in, as long as there's a load on this cigarette lighter output or this 12-volt output, it's gonna remain on. So once we unplug it, the light will go off. I think it's about 10-second delay before it goes off. So about a 10 to 15 seconds before the light goes off. Another thing I want to note before we go out, there's a display here that displays a wide array of statuses to show you what this device is doing. And let's go over a few of them because I won't be able to explain all of them when I'm out in the field, but you guys can get an idea when you purchase the device to know what those warnings mean or what those statuses mean as they come across the display. So let's go over some really quick before we go out in the field and test out. So like I said, this is the LED display unit, and I'll give you guys a gauge on how wide this is. This whole thing's about 4 inches, approximately 4 inches. The width of this window is 1 by 3/4, so it's about 3/4. In height, 1 inch wide, has the clear film over the display. I'll leave it on. I'm not going to remove it. I'm not going to peel it back, but you guys can see it there. You can peel it off. But here are the display indicators. The rectangular dashes shows you that it's in normal operation. It shows how many volts that's putting out. It shows how many volts that this thing is putting out. Also, it's normal. Beeps once per second. Clamps connected to incorrect terminals. You guys can see that, how it looks. It'll beep once per second with these dashes displaying on the screen. Beeps 1 per second shows that the car battery is trying to charge the jump clamps. You got these other ones when it's showing that the cable clamps connect to the jump starter, but the connection is over 30 seconds. There's some more here. Beeps once per second. Beeps 1 per second. The voltage of the jump starter is too low, 13 volts. Beeps once per second. It shows that when it displays this, it's showing that the voltage is used for 12 volts only and not for a 24-volt battery. So the trigger will have voltage protection, and it's telling you to remove the clamps. And 12 volts is normal. Only the cable clamps connected to a car battery. This means only when the cables are removed from the battery terminals itself, and you just connect these cables to the battery to get a battery reading, which is awesome, which is also cool. You can kind of get a gauge on how many volts your battery is putting out currently, or how low it is, by using this as a device to read the battery voltage. So let me put on charge, guys, and we'll be back to conclude this video after we get through jump starting the vehicles, all trucks. So the unit is charging, and once it's fully charged, we'll be going out to see how powerful it is. We're gonna do some testing. It shut off and it was done charging. Still plugged up, not blinking, fully charged. Okay guys, it's about 24 degrees out here. You guys can see icicles over everything. These vehicles haven't been started in about maybe a week or so. I got the hot disconnected on both. We're gonna go from one to the other to start it. We're gonna start this one first, remove the jump starter, then start that one, back and forth. We're gonna go back and forth until it can't start it anymore. So let's get started. Here's the jump starter. Show you guys that we're on 100%. Let's get out here and get started. Right now, let's mount the camera. You only can install it one way. If you look at one of the terminals, it has square sides to it, and the other one is rounded off. Push it all the way in. We're all the way in. It's reading the volts. 16 volts. Okay guys, we're at 50% now. I can keep going, but I think I don't damage the unit. It says when it gets to 50%, well, it needs to be at least 50% charged to use it. So let's go one more start. One more start and we're gonna give up. This thing just not, it won't quit. My hands are froze. My hands are froze, guys. It's so cold out here. My hands are froze. Let's just do one more guys. One more. Let's end here. Let's end here. One more. Okay guys, we could have gotten 5, maybe 10 more. And I did want to keep going and press it to the limit, but I want to note a couple things that's happening right now. We're still at 50%. I did have to unplug this a couple times, and this section is starting to come loose. So when I pull it out, this section is loose. So I'm gonna have to put some glue around there or something to keep it in. But I did remove it quite a few times during this process. If it's not connected, when you turn the key for it, if it's not connected firmly, it will go into a surge mode. But we're at 50%. Could have probably gotten 5 more starts out of it. I didn't want to overdo it. I want to push it. I'm freezing and froze. But you guys seen how it's running. I want to note these vehicles are in excellent running condition. If your vehicle is not starting like on a dime or takes a while to start, the outcome may be different when using a device like this, but these vehicles both run amazing. Well maintenance vehicles, and you guys seen how we were starting. We started off at a cold start, so I'm gonna start them up and let them run. And I'll be back to conclude this video at the thing. Okay guys, in closing, a couple things I want to note about this, a couple cons. The first being, this outer shell is a hard plastic. It's a very hard plastic, and if dropped, it has the potential to crack open. There are some on the market with some rubber bumpers along the edges, and I guess for the next model, that's what I would recommend. Some rubber bumpers along the edge. In the event it does drop, it won't break or crack open because it's like top heavy. The weight is here on down. The battery pack or the power supply is from like here on down. So the top of this section is like hollow. So if I stand it up, the weight is here. You know, so now it's wobbly because the weight is here. You guys see what I'm talking about? But yeah, some rubber bumpers along the edge. If there's a case this can be operated out of, will be great as well. But that's one of the cons, because if this drop, because it has some weight on it, it has the potential, like a high potential to crack open or to crack and break, especially from a decent height. Another con is by me using this multiple times and taking this in and out of the connection, because I was trying to go fast. The display was going into protection mode because when these terminals are not connected correctly, it will go into a fault mode and it won't work. It won't allow this thing to put out power. So you have to either disconnect them and wait for a while for the code to reset, or unplug it like I was doing, because I was moving quickly. It was so cold out and I wanted to get the job done pretty quickly. I don't want to drag the video. I don't want to make the video longer than it should be. But by me constantly removing these terminals from this section, because it seats in there so firmly, I felt this becoming loose. If it actually came out a little bit from this housing, and I had to be careful, so I had to squeeze down here firmly as I pushed it out to keep it from snatching out of here. So that was another thing that I ran into, another problem that I ran into. This became somewhat loose, as if it was trying to pull out from this housing. So other than that, great jump starter, very extremely powerful. I could have gotten another 5 stars out of it, just didn't want to press it. I haven't charged it yet. It's still hovering at the 50% mark. I could have got maybe 4 or 5 more stars out of it. And it says in the description that you can get up to 40 stars. Can you get 40 to 50 stars out of this thing? Absolutely. Let alone a riding lawnmower or a ATV or a motorcycle. This thing is gonna perform extremely well with those smaller engines that doesn't require much. And highly impressed. To be honest with you guys, I thought I wasn't gonna get nothing but a couple stars, and then it goes into limp mode or something, or fault mode, and it shows the battery decreasing. This thing wouldn't stop. I was freezing. I was cold. I wanted to give up before this gave out. So this is my buy of the week, guys. Highly recommend this. Very impressed with this. I wasn't expecting the results that I got today. Very, 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 very powerful. Small device. And you got the lightning rod there to confirm the jolt of power this thing is putting out. So this is my buy of the week. Highly recommend it, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you guys found it helpful. I want to thank the sponsors for sending this product out to me. We got more product coming, guys. More awesome buys of the week and reviews. So stay tuned for that, as well as all the other content I'm posting. Once again, thanks for watching this video. Terrence and I'm out.